I think we should pause. You have like a little cookie.
Thanks for that, girl.
Should we start it over?
Sure. Hey, girl, I gotta move out.
No, girl, don't go.
It's okay, girl. We're gonna start a pod.
Pod.
Ex-roommates.
New episodes weekly. I mean monthly. I mean whenever the fuck we want. All right. Welcome back to episode 2
Of ex-roommates.
Woo, woo, woo.
Let's do this.
So somebody commented that we should explain who we are since it's the beginning of the podcast. So
I think
let's
that's a
do
good
that.
idea. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm Rosemary Joquin,
And I'm Brooke Alex.
and we're both friends that live in Nashville and are pursuing a career in the music industry.
Yep.
As independent artists. We met in college, and then we both moved here. And
Yes.
we've been giving it our all ever since.
Yes. And even though we live in Nashville, Tennessee, we both make pop music.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know, Nashville has a thriving community of music makers, and it's not just country music.
Mm-hmm.
And we're a testament to that.
And something fun about that is right when we moved here, right before COVID, we were like, we're gonna move to LA this year. And then COVID hit. We obviously didn't move. And then from COVID, we realized, oh my God, we can do this from anywhere. So
Yeah, especially with TikTok and social media,
yeah,
it feels
and
like you
Zoom.
you can reach a global audience without being in like LA.
yeah, and you can work with people from anywhere, which has been really fun.
Yeah, but there is super talented people here that we work with all the time, producers and songwriters that we write with. And should we talk about like what a writing session is like?
Yes. Oh my God, it is like so nerdy. Like oh, I have a co-write, or like it's just like kind of a nerdy thing.
Yeah. So when I first moved here, I had a day job at a record label as a video editor. So I worked like a 9 to 5,
And I was a leasing consultant.
yes, and then we would write when we were off from work. So I would write at nights and on the weekends, and usually sessions are like, for me, 6 hours long. So I like to say it's like 4 hours of writing the song and then 2 hours of recording the demo version of that song, just like a quick version.
I don't really put mine into time boxes or like into time frames, because sometimes they're so long and sometimes I can't be in a room for that long. So I'm like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But I think that's something that we've learned since we've been here, is that like people write differently, or like what you bring to the table is different.
Totally. Rose and I definitely write differently.
Definitely. Like I don't like to write as much as you.
And I feel like I'm a little burnt out after putting out my album and stuff, so I haven't been writing as much as like I used to when I first moved here. I used to write like 5 to 6 times a week.
I can't do that. I like, as the artist, like, okay, in a room, it's normally a producer, a writer, and then the artist.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, the other writer is another artist who's like taking off that artist hat.
Yes.
And gonna be a writer, which is sometimes difficult.
Yeah.
But when I go as the artist and not just like the writer, I like to have an idea or a melody that I'm like pumped about. And if I'm not pumped about it going in, usually I don't make anything good. So I like to like hold my ideas, and once I'm ready, I'm like, I want to write.
Yeah. I feel that too, and sometimes that does work for me, but also sometimes when I push myself to write and I'm not in the mood, I do my best work.
Totally.
You just never know, and
Yeah.
I don't want to miss an opportunity. So like I book writes out even though I don't know if I have a concept ready to go, and I just show up, and then sometimes magic happens.
Yeah.
And that's happened enough times to me at this point that I still
Yeah.
continue like doing that just in case.
And I'll still book it out. I just don't do as many,
Mhm.
because I know it takes me a longer time to like figure out what I want to create. I don't know.
Yeah. Generally, when I write a song, I go in with the hook or the title idea or the concept, and we write the chorus first. Then we do the verses and the pre-chorus afterwards.
I think there's no rhyme or reason for how I do it, but I think in being here for as long as we have, it's finding out what works for you, and like and also being able to mold to what the artist wants once you're in the room.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, they like to write it like this, let's do it like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
I don't know. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I think it's like interesting when people are like, oh, being an artist, that's so fun. And it is so fun. But it's also like, we have busy schedules where we have to create something, and putting a like scheduled time and spot for that is sometimes difficult, but also sometimes like so awesome. Like I remember when I wrote Bestie, I woke up and like had the idea in my brain, and I'm like, wow, I feel so lucky. I like came up with this idea last night while I was like sleeping. And then I was like, yay, I get to go write it today. How
Yeah.
lucky is that?
And it turned out great the first time.
I know.
Sometimes we'll try it and it's not working, and then we'll try again, like in another write.
Totally.
Like you have a song that you've been working on for like a year,
For
right?
a year and a half. And everybody who's like had a
hand on it.
hand on it has been so incredible, and
It's just
takes a
Rose
long time.
wants it to be a certain way and hasn't gotten that feeling. Like all
We
artists
always
know
talk about it.
the feeling of like when you write a hit to you, you know, like
And once you feel that, you're like, oh shoot,
this is it.
this is it. And every other thing that doesn't feel like that, you're like,
Yeah.
you can't put it, especially as an independent artist or a newer artist, you cannot risk putting out a song that doesn't give you that thing. Or it's like, that was a waste of
money, time, effort.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also there's something to be said that like our happiness is so tied to our like creations.
Mm-hmm.
And like if I don't have songs in my vault that I'm excited about, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
I'm like depressed.
Yeah. It's kind of like a person at a normal job, like if they have projects that they're working on that excite them, or like they're making that bank and they're feeling good, their life feels better.
Mm-hmm.
But if they aren't excited about anything and they're not making the sales and blah blah blah, it correlates with your life. So that's kind of how I look at it.
Totally.
And liking a song, as I've gotten older, I'm like, what does that mean? It's that feeling. And other stuff is really important. Like having it go viral or whatever is super important. But I find that the happiness scale for me is my soul being ignited by this song?
Totally.
Which sounds really nerdy, but it's true.
Yeah. I mean, my way of measuring it now is when I wrote a song and I felt like I had to ask a friend if it was good, not it. Usually a song did well when I had that feeling and I knew. I didn't have to ask anyone else.
Totally.
I already knew the song was a hit.
Totally.
And honestly, that has translated to virality.
Yeah.
Every time, I would say.
Except when I wrote It Was Me, it was so weird at the beginning and it felt so new that I was like, I love it.
Yeah.
I can't stop listening to it, but I'm nervous that the masses might be like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And I showed it to Kayla, and Kayla was like, I'm obsessed and you have to keep going. And then right after that, I was like, okay, she's confirming what I already feel deep within me.
Yeah.
Boom.
That makes sense. Honestly, with all my ex's moms, I felt like, ooh, there's something here, like, but it's different for me.
So I guess we both did feel it within, but
we needed someone to confirm it for
Yeah.
us. But there was still that initial, like, something's here.
Yeah.
Something's up here.
and then you showed it to me and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The lyrics, everything about it, I was so pumped about it. And I think getting that confirmation from that inner circle of friend might have been like helpful
Totally.
too. Same with me and like Kayla.
Totally. Because I think we share a brain a little bit in,
Yeah.
like, what we think is good and
Yeah.
is going to be successful.
Totally.
Because we talk about it all the time, which is so great to have somebody that, like, gets your art
Yeah.
and, like, who you are as an artist as well.
Totally.
Awesome. Find your circle because that's
Find
so
your
important.
circle.
I just saw, this is so random, but I just saw this TikTok of a guy being like, if you are friends with 5 billionaires, you'll be the 6th billionaire. It's
Ooh,
like,
I love that.
surround yourself with other people who you truly think are talented and doing similar things
Totally. Totally.
to you. Is so important.
And like our circle has like different types of artists within it, but we all share that one thing of we have that a same goal.
I don't think I could be close friends with someone who I didn't believe in
Totally.
as well. Like, I think we all believe in each other and think each other is talented, writes good music, has the it factor on stage.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
We just like have it.
It would be hard to
Totally.
encourage someone that you don't fully believe in. And it
Totally.
would feel like a fake friend thing. too.
Totally.
Yeah. So convenient for us that we found each other.
Wow, we're a talented group.
This past weekend we went on a Galentine's trip.
We did, and it wasn't like your classic Valentine's Day trip. We went to ancient Lore Village.
Good memory.
Thank you. Which is kind of like think Lord of the Rings. Or
Yeah, like Hobbit.
yeah, Hobbit
totally.
vibes. And then we also went to Zen Heads and got ASMR done in our hair.
It's this girl who plays with people's hair for ASMR purposes.
What a weird weekend, but it was literally electric.
We loved it. And it was all in Knoxville. So basically, I've been following the Zen Heads girl for a while. I watch it like before I go to sleep to like calm myself down.
I love that stuff.
Love it so much. And she posted that she's in Knoxville, we're in Nashville, and was looking for people to film. And I was like, what? It's only 3 hours away. Yes, me. Sign me up.
Yes, me, please.
And she was like, absolutely come. And I was like, what if I made it a Galentine's weekend with the girls? And then we found a place to stay, which was Ancient Lore Village.
Yeah,
and
which was just like a weird combo, but excellent.
I like to try new novel things.
She likes novelty things, and it's pulled me out of my shell of just doing like the same old.
But you like a vibe too.
Same.
But maybe you like more of like a girly pink aesthetic vibe.
Here's what I like when Brooke, but like there are some times where I'm like, no, Brooke, we're not doing that. Here are the 2 times. One is, and I was wrong in this case. Brooke had her sisters coming to visit, and she was like, we're going to do this VR experience. And I was like, do not put me down for that. It was like, put on the VR set and go into this world.
Yes.
And
it's an escape room. It's an escape room in the VR world.
And I hate escape rooms.
She does.
I think, I don't know.
Both of these things I dragged you to are kind of like boy-centric things.
But we went, and it was honestly so cool. The VR thing was like, think Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And like we all could see each other in the experience, and like we were like climbing, and we were really high. It was really cool.
I forgot how much you loved that.
I loved it.
It brought me such joy.
Yeah, it was great. But there was one night that I was out at Barcelona Wine Bar. I'm in my cute outfit. I'm drinking like a cute little drink there. And I was supposed to meet up with Brooke and Kayla. And they call me, and they're like, how would you feel? It's like 9 p.m. And I'm like, where are we going? And they're like, we want to go to an escape room. I know people like escape rooms. I guess that's my hot take. Ouch, that's hot.
A hot take.
People talk about escape rooms like they're the best thing ever. But in my opinion, it's just like sitting down and doing a board game with friends.
In my opinion, an escape room is very different than a board game. I see how they're linked in your mind. But for me, an escape room is like going to Disney World or something. It's like an event that you're going to, an experience you're going to.
And part of me feels that like when I'm like, okay, this is cool.
I think you don't love puzzles. I think that's what it is.
I think it's like a partially like things take me a long time to digest, and the point of the game is to go quickly. Mm-hmm. And I can't play as quick because it's going really fast, and I'm like, ugh. It kind of reminds me of karaoke, because we don't like karaoke, but I think we like it don't like it for different reasons.
Wait, let's go into that. I thought we agreed on the reason we don't like it.
I think the basis, the core of why I don't like it is I can't read that quickly. I can read totally fine. I can read like, any bitch, but I read slow.
Wait, you don't like karaoke because you can't read it?
I've thought about it so long because my ex really liked karaoke, and she asked me to do karaoke with her, and I said, let's do it. And I'm up there, and I'm like, why am I not enjoying this? I can't read quick enough. I know lyrics to literally nothing, so I can't really play. Like, I can read fine, and I know songs enough that, like, but if it's a part that I, like, don't know the lyrics of, and it's going quick, I'm like, and I can't, like, join in. We historically don't like it because it's like people are trying really hard. Then we're singers, so we're like, do I have to blow you out of the water? I'm not prepared. But it's for fun. We can't see it as fun.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like I'm either going to sing actually well, and then it's like, that's boring. Why'd you come here to just sing? Or you're going to fake and pretend like you're bad, and then you're just faking it. So it's like, what's the point of going up there?
We're on this Valentine's Day weekend. We all run a little bit late, so it's very on brand for us to do our yearly New Year's tradition in February.
Every year, we talk about where we're at now and what we predict for the upcoming year.
And we videotape it, and it's really fun. We sit down and watch it, and then make the new year.
This is our 3rd year doing it, And we also like say like how many followers we're at on social media, and like it's cool to hear the growth. Even when we feel like we haven't really grown, like it's just nice to hear that difference. And also
Totally.
just like our predictions of like who we're seeing at the time. Are we
Yeah.
going to be seeing them a year from now?
Totally.
Like where are we at?
The last year when we did it the day before I ever kissed Betty. So I was like, oh, like, I think I really like Betty, but I'm not sure. I don't know. And then the next night, we kissed for the first time. And then filming it this year, I'm now living with her. So I just think it's funny.
Yeah, did you even imagine that you'd be living with her a year from when we filmed that first
Not
video?
a year, but like
I think you weren't sure. Like you had a crush on her at the time.
yeah, I think like the moment we started kind of like seeing each other, I could see a future with us. But that was still like before any of that had begun.
Yeah,
And I didn't even know if she like liked me.
totally.
So
It's cool to see the difference.
It is
for
really
sure.
cool.
The four of us started dating someone like long term all around the same time last year.
So we all have like the same anniversaries, same kiss-iversaries.
Like
Not
very
really, but,
similar
like, kinda.
dates, very close. And
Yeah.
so something we've realized we've had to navigate better this year is like keeping in touch with each other, because we're all just like with our significant others now a lot.
Totally. And I just think as we get later into our 20s, I've realized like I know what my goals are every day. I have plans that I have to keep. It's harder to like keep friendships up. So like going on a Galentine's trip is so important, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because like you have to put the extra effort in.
Yeah. Because now we're getting so close with our partners that it would be easy to just like hang out with them and like forget everything else in your life.
Totally.
But it's so important to have those girl friendships to like vent to and
Totally.
like talk to like different things with them about than you would with your partner.
Yeah, or just get a different take.
Yeah, and like we have such a history together. Like my girlfriends know me so well in a way that like this new person in my life doesn't know those things about me. Like they're still learning those things about us.
Oh, also another thing we noticed from us all kind of starting to see someone at the same time is like when Betty would come meet the girls, she was meeting the girls with their new partner. So it wasn't like Betty was meeting Brooke. Betty was meeting Brooke and Craig together. It was like, and so we were like, okay, now we have to start doing activities with just Craig and the girls and just Betty and the girls instead of doing like couple. We made different like different things. Like we're going to all hang out as couples, or we're going to hang out with Kayla's guy. Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
Because like meeting me is one thing, but then meeting me with Betty is like a different experience.
Totally. Yeah, I agree with that.
It was so an interesting thing but important. Like I like to see Brooke all giddy with somebody, but it's definitely different than Brooke alone.
What's interesting is we're all like 29, 30-ish now, and we all just happen to meet these people that we feel like are our life partners.
Totally.
At that time, which is like what they say will happen, but you don't know.
Yeah.
But it totally has happened for us all at the same time. It was very interesting.
The season before we met these people, what we felt like was our Sex and the City era. We were going out all the time. We were texting people. We were so excited. We were like drinking a lot. Like it was kind of like a funny... I felt super lucky that it was all hitting at the same time. Like that in my brain was such a fun time. But it led us to this moment where we're all seeing these people, which has been just as fun, but just in a different way.
Totally.
It is weird. Like you're with your girlfriends. You are like all of this anticipation for this person is brewing.
Yeah, we all have crushes.
Yeah.
But we're all single still.
Yeah. And then you are with them and then you're like, bye girls. And then it's like a solo venture.
Yeah.
Not really like, it's a group effort. And then all of a sudden it's like, bye girls. And it's like, do you know, it's just weird.
Yeah.
And then they become your partner and like.
I think we got lucky too because we all did have someone. Like if there was one girl who didn't, it would have felt like bad.
Totally. Last St. Patrick's Day, we were so crazy. And we did the thing where like
we tricked all our partners into wearing the same shirt to our St. Patrick's Day party. And like
so
tricked them in different ways. So like just based on how our partner is, like I gifted mine to my boyfriend and was just like, I saw this shirt. I thrifted it. I thought you'd like it.
It was a green, like flannel-y feeling shirt. It wasn't like a St. Patrick's Day in your face shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Kayla bought her guy the shirt and she was like, here. And he's like, great. I'm going to wear this to the pancake thing with all of your friends.
Yeah.
It was like so easy. Me, I was getting a man's shirt worn by a girl, which like she's a mask lesbian. Betty wears that kind of stuff. But she put it on and she was like, I don't know. I kind of feel like a dad. And I'm like, no, it's working. You look so good. I'd be really bummed if you didn't wear it. And she's like, can I just like not, can I try? And I'm like, no, I think you look so, I'm like super into you right now.
Rose had to beg her to wear it.
I was like, you look like a daddy. Like, I was like, it was really hard. And like, she looked okay in it, but it was definitely not her normal thing.
I mean, it worked out because they all showed up and thought it was hilarious, and we all took pictures together.
It was so funny.
It was just like a really fun way to like break the ice because it was in March, which was kind of like we were all newly seeing all these people.
Totally.
So yeah, I think that was like something early on that brought us all together, which was great.
Totally. What happened to you this morning? Like, I came to meet Brooke to film this.
Sorry,
and like,
I'm still getting over that right now, to be honest.
You got it. What happened? I think we should talk through this.
So I have realized that I'm not eating enough, first of all. And
whoa, this goes deeper than what I thought was going to happen.
It does go deeper.
Oh, God.
I've hit a nerve. Well, I've been realizing that I'm not eating enough because I'm just busy doing stuff. And who has time to eat? Who has time to cook for an hour and eat every day 3 meals?
I understand that.
It's a lot of effort you have to do. And so Kayla came over the other day and like helped me like figure out meals I can get at Trader Joe's that are like quick and I can just microwave them and stuff.
So good.
And so it's like every day, Brooke, you have to eat breakfast. You have to. And so this morning I was like running out of time and I was like, well, I can make cereal real quick. I'll just make some cereal. Make my cereal. Put it down next to my laptop to fix something real quick before we come to film this podcast. Go to touch the bowl. It spills over my entire laptop. Well, on the side. And I like literally freak out, like throw everything across the room.
I'm so glad I wasn't there.
And like Rose wasn't here yet. And I'm like
a little late.
Pulling paper towels from the kitchen and like blotting and like turning it sideways.
No, that's definitely frustrating.
And I was just like, why is this happening to me and like ruining my day right now? And then Rose
I'm like, don't cry over spilled milk. No, that would really bug. Like, I've done that with water on my laptop. Had to get a brand new laptop.
Oh my God.
I didn't.
Why would you say that?
But I realized right as I said.
I think it seems like my laptop is okay so far, but my concern is that it's milk, and like once the milk spoils, it'll be in my laptop and like will smell bad.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
That's my concern. Whatever. So Rose comes over, knocks on the door, and I just opened the door and I was like, I'm in a bad mood because I just spilled milk all
and
over
what
my
we
laptop.
kind of realized, like the last time we filmed this, is like you have to be in a talky mood.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling shitty, it's hard.
Totally. Like Rose said she called her mom on the way here to like get herself in like that kind of talky mood, which I think was super smart.
Gotta get the talking rolling.
Yeah. That's funny. I tried to call my dad last night to do the same thing and he was like not in the mood, so it just like wasn't working.
Sometimes I'll like call my mom or something and it's like we're both like not really in a place.
Yeah.
Because we have like work brain or something.
Totally. Oh, we should talk about work brain.
Oh yeah.
So my boyfriend and I have this thing that we call work brain where we get sucked in when we start working on things and like shut off the rest of the world for like hours at a time because we're so locked in. And then like if I call him or he calls me during that kind of brain, when we talk to each other, we'll be like kind of robotic. Like it's not really us. It's us on work brain.
Totally. And I noticed that I was doing that. Like my girlfriend would call me and I'd be like, hi. And she'd be like, oh, I didn't realize I called my coworker. Hello. And I'm like, oh my God, I am feeling this certain way. And Brooke was like, it's work brain.
Yeah.
Boom.
It's such an easy way to just explain it to your partner, I feel like. To just be like, I'm not me right now.
You're focused. You're on a roll and you haven't talked to people in a long time and you're like...
Yeah.
And then someone calls and you're like, huh?
Yeah. It's honestly been so helpful for our relationship because both me and my partner get like that, where we're just like in flow state, I think it's called.
Flow state.
Yeah, we can tell the other person would be upset, so instead of letting them get upset, we say, oh, I'm in work brain right now, but like in an hour or so I'll be back to normal. And it's like, oh, I get it.
When we lived together, it would even happen like you'd finish work and you worked from home, so I'd be like, what's up? And you'd be like, And you'd be like, I need to get out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually going outside, touching grass, helps you get out of that state.
Totally.
And I don't think that state's bad. It's just hard when you're communicating with others.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, they're so alive and
Yeah.
present. And I'm like, so not yet.
But definitely just a cheat code to try with your partner, I would say. Also,
Totally.
terms we made up is boy news and girl news. So we found out that like his social media posts when he's scrolling are completely different than mine. Like during the Kendrick and Drake beef, I didn't see any information about that at all. And he was like, this is the only thing I'm seeing. And I was like, well, I guess tell me about it. I'm not. It's like our worlds are so separated by our algorithms. And so I'll send him things and he'll be like, this is so girl news. Like it's just like a girl and her partner just like being lovey and stuff. He's like, I don't see this stuff.
But I will even say, like, with having a girl partner, we still have like totally different algorithms. There's a few videos on Betty's algorithm that are a little different than what I would think is funny.
Totally.
But then as I've watched it with her, I now think it's funny. So I'll stop, like she'll send me them and now I see more of that style of humor and I've started to really enjoy it. Kind of like when we were roommates, or just like becoming friends, I realize you love the comments on videos sometimes more than the video.
Yes.
And before, as we've talked about, I'm a slow reader. So like words are like the least thing. That's why me and Twitter don't work. Like I look at the words last and you're like, it's the funniest. And now if I want an extra laugh or whatever, I'll look at the comments and be like, people are so funny. But at
Pro
first I
tip.
used to never look at that.
It's so funny that you say you don't read anything because my boyfriend is the same. They're very similar.
Yes,
as we've discussed
he one
before.
time told me that he was in a different country and he didn't realize that the signs were different language for like hours. I'm like, that is so me.
So I got him a gift, and he was looking at my phone as I was like scrolling, and like a pop-up notification said like his gift arrived, like with the name of the gift, and I was like, did you see that? And he was like, see what? Because he doesn't read anything.
Yeah, I mean, I do read stuff, but like say a video, the humor of the video is in the text, I will fully miss what's going on.
That's him too.
And then the person I'm watching it with will be like, that's so funny. And I'll be like, yeah, it was so cute. And they're like, no, it was funny. Did you read the text? And then I'll read and I'll be like, whoa. Like, and it's just how my brain, I'm not going to be looking at the words first.
So interesting. Yeah, I mean, text can give a video of like a cute bunny completely a different meaning.
Totally. Brooke just had a song that came out last Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And
Called Always Been You.
Always Been You. It's so good.
The first one off the deluxe album.
It's
Very
definitely
excited.
something to slow dance to. So good. And then I have a song coming out this Friday.
Slow songs, which I feel like generally we are releasing faster paced songs, and slow songs are harder to promote.
Harder
on
to
socials.
captivate than, like, I personally love singing slower songs the most.
Live.
Like, singing them, I find more fulfillment in, like, the actual feeling of singing on a slow song. But
promoting it on social media where everything is colorful and bright and in your face is difficult.
especially, like, my song is really emotional. So it's like, say you had to promote this emotional song all the time. And people are like, okay, let's make a video about it. It's like, you have to, like, get into a vibe where like that message will come across and you can't be like la la la. So like a happy song is easier to quickly film something.
Totally. Well, easy for us because we're extroverted.
Yeah.
But I think, you know what I mean? But I think just sitting still for a video is hard to make interesting and watchable.
Totally.
And engaging.
Yeah.
You may have seen an artist promote like, please pre-save this song now before it comes out, and then it'll basically what it does is it puts the song in your library the day it releases. So if you forget about it, it'll still show up for you.
Correct.
And that's helpful for people like us who are just trying to get anyone and everyone to listen to our music. Also, the first week of streams is super important to determine how well the song's going to do over time. So
even listening to that now, I'm like the song that I have coming out on this Friday, The Girl. I'm really pumped about it. It's had like a little bit of success on socials, nothing huge, but I'm like proud of this little ballad song because again, it's harder to like captivate people with a ballad. And I just did 1,000 pre-saves and I feel excited that
awesome.
At least I know 1,000 people will listen on the day it's released. However, I am really excited by once the song drops, I still feel like there's enough momentum that I can get from my videos on socials to have people just go directly to the song and listen. I still feel like motivated. Like sometimes I think artists just focus on the pre-save part, and I've found myself doing that. But it's like,
and then you kind of stop promoting it once the song's already out,
which feels backwards to me. But I do think it's important for that first, as Brooke was saying, like that first week's important. So you want to make sure that like if you don't get a viral video the week it's out, first week it's out, that people are still listening to it because you promoted it before. But once the song's out, it's still really fun to promote. And like if a video goes viral when it's already out, that's even better, because then people can just go directly to the song.
That's awesome that you already have 1,000 pre-saves.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I'm really pumped. I'm really excited.
I think it's a great song. She played it on tour, and the melodies are so good to me.
Thank you. I love your song.
Thanks.
It's literally the ideal slow dance song. It makes me feel like I'm floating on a cloud.
Yeah, I haven't really put out any love songs, like,
Ever.
And so it's pretty fun to have a love song out, and it got on the most playlists I've ever gotten on, which is
fire.
Really exciting. I just switched distributors to independent, and like it's always a gamble when you switch distributors. You never know if they're actually gonna follow through with what they say, and this is the first time I feel like they truly did follow through for me.
Totally.
So I feel really happy about that. And I still have 2 more songs that are coming out on the deluxe, so we'll see how they do for those.
A distributor, for people that like don't do music, it's like the people that place your song onto Spotify and then also have these connections and build this bridge between the artist and the like
DSPs, which is like Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all the places that you can stream music. They have the relationships to get them on those editorial playlists that like people listen to and find and discover you from.
Totally.
So they're super important for us because we want random people out in the world who love music to find our music.
Yeah. We love when we're emotional, if a scream happens and you hit that scream that goes to the next level, it transcends what you normally like sound like, and it's like a beast comes out, and it's only for yourself. Like it shouldn't really be hitting other people, and if it does, it happens to the best of us.
I will say the other night I was in my bathroom. We live in an apartment complex. I was in my bathroom and I like hit my bone right here, and
Ow.
it just like hurt, and I screamed so loud, and I was like, the downstairs neighbors definitely think I just am getting murdered or something.
Totally.
But I was like, I had to get it out because I was just so angry, and if I kept it in, I would have just started crying. It's either cry or scream. I'd rather scream and get it over with and move on. You know what I'm saying?
There's yeah, exactly. Like when I scream, I'm like, it's like a shower. Like, and I also like, I've had vocal like surgery. I've had vocal things happen, but when I scream, I'm not using my vocal cords. It's actually like going above me, and I don't feel like it's hitting. It feels almost like a belt in the song, but it's like past that.
Sometimes I hit that, but sometimes I like a blood curdling like and then after I'm immediately upset because I'm like, I can't sing now.
Yeah,
I just messed up my voice.
Yeah, you don't want to hit the vocal cords. It wants to like surpass that. It's kind of like a run versus sprint. It's like there are different muscles that are being used.
It sounds like you're flipping up into your like mixed voice
like,
head voice.
Like there was this one time I'm walking in, I think like Wedgwood, and this guy on a run was running behind me, and he was like, to your left. And I was like, oh, and it was so quick. I was like, oh, and then I moved. He's like, your other left, you fucking idiot. And like, I'm like, what? I was filled with rage. I was like, ah!
Did you scream?
Yeah, I screamed some profanities I'm not proud of, but like it felt really good.
Did
like,
he turn around at all?
He did. We had a few yells.
together.
I don't like being mean. I don't like cursing at people, but I felt so unjustly yelled at for just being a human being, and I was like,
it was nice to not just sit and take it.
Oh my god. And like some people saw, and I was like, ah! And I was like, ah! And I felt so much better.
Yeah, I would say Rose and I definitely have like different personalities, like we're different Enneagrams or whatever,
Yeah.
but this is one thing we've always agreed on. And I
Mm.
think it's something that actually connects us and is the reason we're such good friends.
Yeah, I agree.
It's something within us that like we can pull this thing out when we need to.
So are you that type of person? I don't know. Let us know.
It's just like an aggressive.
And some
like,
people aren't. Like Betty the other day said she screamed for the first time in the car. Because again, we're moving, we're stressed.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, that was my first time I ever did that. And I said, didn't it feel great? And she was like, no.
Really?
I don't know if it's for everybody, nor do I know if it's right. But I think that there are some people that like to let it go in a scream. And maybe a karate chop to nothing. No one's getting hurt. But
I love a karate chop
yeah.
to my bed.
But it never feels good. Like I'll sometimes do it and then I'll be like, ouch.
Oh, sometimes I do my bed and it doesn't hurt enough. But then when I actually hurt myself, I'm like, damn, I shouldn't have done that. But like then it feels better.
Yeah.
But I also think it's something because like my family is a big yelling family. So like I'm used to hearing all my family members yell when they're mad. So like because of that, it's
interesting.
within me more.
I've never thought. I just feel it within my body. I'm like, ooh.
Your family members don't yell?
I mean, I wouldn't say that they're yellers. I think they're. I even actually brought it up to my mom once, and she was like, "Oh."
She doesn't yell ever.
I would never see my mom go, ah!
Really?
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
That's so funny.
No. The only thing from my family is like we're huge thinkers. So if something happens, it's like, and then we'll like text a big text.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
I guess I thought it was a family thing.
People in your family are like, ah!
Definitely growing up, there was a lot of yelling in my house.
The only thing I can think of my siblings is we were like fighting family, so it's more of like a
less using the
not
voice.
punching, but like a family that roughhoused.
Yeah. Because you had a boy in the mix.
Just one boy, but I wouldn't say he was the winner of every fight.
Speaking of siblings, maybe we can go into my thought that I had, which I've thought of forever. But if my siblings and I were not siblings, I don't think we would be friends. But I'm so glad that we are, and I love them so much. But like we are very different, and like I think having them as siblings has broadened my perspective of like different types of people in the world, which is so awesome.
Totally. I would say my siblings and I are a little bit more similar. However, my thought on the sibling thing is like I would say they're my best friends. But I've never like had we've never lived in the same city and been like going out friends, and we've gone out with each other a bunch. We've had many meals and like conversations and experiences, but it's not like we didn't go on a Valentine's Day trip with them. Like I would have been curious to know what it was like to literally be best friends or good friends with any of them and just be like, would we have lasted as friends? I think yes, but also I don't know.
Well, it's not even would we have lasted. I don't think I would have been drawn to them as friends.
I think with your siblings,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because my sister Bailey like loves going to like EDM concerts and like is into real estate, which like now I'm into with her, but like very different than like
totally
I was in like high school and growing up. And then my other sister Blair is super into like hair and makeup, and like I like those things too, but that's not my priority. And I feel like her friend group is more like around that kind of vibe.
Totally. I think all of my siblings and I would have rolled in the same group.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Okay. I could see that.
Yeah. But I don't know if that's good or bad. Like I think your siblings are really interesting to me because you all are the same but also really different.
Yeah. We're like characterized.
Totally.
But also obviously
which is really cool because like my family is very similar. So it is interesting that a family can have so many different unique personalities in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. It's like a TV show.
Yeah, like the nature versus nurture thing. A lot of people used to say that my family, like my sisters and I, we were like the Japanese Kardashians family.
I'd watch a show about your family 100%.
This is something we've been saying for years. It would have been cool to have like a reality TV show about my family. It would have been crazy.
Would have been absolutely.
It's not too late.
Yeah,
Netflix.
Get it going. We wish we wrote it.
Every podcast, we're going to be hyping up another artist that we have been seeing on our socials that's similar to us and, trying to pave their way and show you a song of theirs that is doing well right now that we really like. I came across this the other night while I was scrolling, and I'm trying to go to more dance classes now because I think my next music is going to lean more dancey. And so I guess maybe my phone's been listening to me and showed me this by Citizen Queen. Do I show it on the screen?
Oh, I love Citizen Queen.
You know them?
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I actually love it. I can't tell if I like it more because on the dance or not, but
I think at first when I saw it, I was like, oh, what is this? I was intrigued. And then after I watched it like 3 more times, I was like, yeah, I'm obsessed. So yeah, go check out this song called Crush from Citizen Queen. I don't think it's out yet.
it's coming out the 14th,
Oh,
which is perfect.
it's coming out February 14th.
Perfect
Valentine's
for
Day.
V-Day.
I love also they go like this, which is the Asian like heart. You know, instead of going like this, you go like this. So they're definitely drawing inspiration from K-pop.
Oh, definitely. I want to see them.
And like the dance moves they're doing is very like K-pop-y.
Oh, I love that. That is so cute.
It's really, really cute.
Okay, so last thing is Betty is getting hip surgery. She has like a tear in some part of her hip, and if she doesn't get it repaired now, she'll have to get like a full hip replacement at like 30.
Yeah.
So she's getting the surgery, and she'll have to not be able to walk for 3 weeks. So my goal, we were laughing, my goal is to learn the Troye Sivan dance.
What Troye Sivan dance?
The one from like 100 years ago.
Oh.
What's the one?
Like in the music video?
Yes.
With the blonde guy?
Yes. No, it's with all the guys.
Oh!
Like the Troye Sivan dance.
Oh.
I'm going to learn that and then perform for them. Like I'm going to try to perform different dances for Betty when she is recovering, and that's one of them. And
I love it.
so I'll keep you guys in the loop of whether I totally rock this dance or not. She thinks
That's
it will be
amazing.
good for me because I'm kind of noodly and he's noodly, so it might be a place where I shine.
That's a good idea. I was thinking about learning this dance. Maybe I'll learn that one too, just to like get my body back into dancing.
Totally.
You know?
Totally.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right. Well, that
Thanks
was
for
episode
listening.
2.
We
Thanks for tuning
totally just had a yap session.
I know. I think we did good.
Yeah.
We could cut this down.
Yeah.
And sorry it's raining today, unfortunately. But
So sorry for the weather.
next time it'll be sunny, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.